Welcome to More Than Dentistry, where your hosts Evert and Waldo discuss life, dentistry, and everything in between with dentists around the world.
Hello and welcome to the More Than Dentistry podcast.
So here we are today. Welcome to More Than Dentistry. Today I'm actually just having a chat with Evert, and we'll just talk a little bit about how far the podcast has come.
Yes, well, it's lucky to be with you again. I think it's the first time since the second one that we're doing it together. So it's lucky to be with you again. And it's, I think the podcast is going well so far. We're getting a lot of good free feedback from dentists in general. And we'd actually like to hear your feedback. So if there's anything you want to send us a message on Instagram or the More Than Dentistry podcast, we'd love to hear your feedback and we'd love to hear what you guys want to listen to. I think how many episodes have we done now?
I think we just passed 20 episodes, and the nice thing that I've seen is that we've had not just young dentists that's asking us or commenting about the podcast, it's actually older dentists that are also listening.
Yeah, I think we're kind of behind in South Africa, we're a little bit behind the wave of the podcast thing. So everyone's picking up on it now, and especially the older people are picking up on it now more. So it's exciting to see what the future is going to hold. And like you mentioned, the older people are starting to listen. It's actually a very easy thing to do. You just press a button and listen in your car.
Yes.
We had some feedback from a dentist, Janelle Velmut, the other day, and we're definitely going to interview her as well.
Yes.
So it's lucky to hear that the people are supporting the podcast, and I think we're starting off and we've got a lot of glitches and we're still working on a lot of things, but we're doing this between all our clinical work and our families, so bear with us, it's going to get better. And I think, Waldo, hats off to you for getting some nice international people on the podcast. It was lucky to hear this now.
It was Kyle and Simon. So we've had, and I've actually had Sonia Chopra on, which is an endodontist.
Okay.
Those that we're planning ahead on is actually getting, hopefully if everything pans out, is Dyke Drummond, which is a guy from the Happy MD, which actually talks a little bit about burnout, which is very interesting.
Okay,
and then Floyd's put us into contact with Frank Zastro.
Okay, is he the guy from the Bone Builders?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
Yeah, so
he was here in January. When was he there?
Yes, I
Did
think
you go to that thing?
No, that was end of January.
I would also like to hear from you guys. Would you like more local people? Would you like more international people? It'll be nice to get your feedback. I'm also talking to Jamil Gardi on Friday, actually, and he's a DSD guy and he's also South African born originally, but he lives in Scotland. So we've got a couple of interesting things coming up.
Yeah.
But please give us your feedback, what you like, what you want to listen to, and we'll try and organize those people. And if there's something out of dentistry that we can do that as well.
Yes.
Dentistry related, but it doesn't have to be a dentist.
Yeah, I think everything that starts affecting our daily lives, it's not just private practice, it might be something on the side, but it might be relevant to all of us and something that we can all benefit from. It's always worthwhile to go and listen to these guys.
Yeah. You know, the feedback I got was a lot of people enjoyed the fact that we all have the same struggles and we all have the same problems, and all the people that spoken to me said it was refreshing to hear that everyone's got the same issues. So it's not all about clinical dentistry. I think like the name suggests it's more than dentistry. And we've got a couple of lab technicians listening as well, and they gave us some feedback. So we'll have to get some of them on. We had Darren on. He's actually moving to Hawaii now to go work there. He's actually next month he's going. So
I actually haven't published that podcast because I still don't know how to
pronounce his surname.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows how to pronounce it. Chidrawi, that's how you pronounce it. But you must put that on. It was like a podcast. He's a super nice.
I did listen to that. It was quite cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so today we're going to talk. Why is this thing making such a noise?
I think it's just the headphones.
Okay. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Composite club that I've started.
Yeah.
I think I'm very excited about it. Next week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we've got the first one.
Yes. What's that date? That's the 7th.
6th, 7th, and 8th of March.
Yes.
That's called the Composite on the Crom. And I've started this thing called the Composite Club, which Peter Bridges, that was on episode 13. He originally had the Composite Club back in the 40s, I think. I'm not sure how old he is. Composite was out by then, but Pete was the original composite guy in South Africa years ago.
Yes.
And he was a pioneer in composite dentistry when composite was still terrible. And so we had a couple of bottles of wine the other night at his house in St. Francis, and I asked him if I can use the name Composite Club. And hopefully he's going to be there on the first weekend. I've invited him to come to maybe be a guest speaker for the first evening and have some wine with us. And then the Composite Club, in my opinion, is just a way I want to start teaching composite techniques and skills. There's a lot of people doing it, but I think
what makes you different from the other guys?
I think I want to do. So the only other composite thing there is at the moment is the composite course from Mark and the Style Italiano course from Mark. And I think what I want to do different is Mark's got 2 courses out. He's got the Advanced Restorative course and the Composite course, and I kind of want to throw them all into one thing and have an Advanced Restorative Composite course, if it makes sense. So I think the biggest thing with Composite is we never restore the bite properly. That's why Composite don't last. So my idea is to teach guys how to restore the bite and do proper aesthetic composite work. And me and Pete had this long conversation, and he said, composite's never going to last forever, but neither would crowns or veneers last forever. So the idea is to postpone treatment for as long as possible. And that's what I want to teach the guys is you can open a bite and you can do quite big restorative work without drilling and prepping crowns and prepping veneers. So that's what I want to teach the guys. The other thing is people in South Africa and the whole of Africa, we don't have all that cash lying around for big rehab cases. And some people need a rehab case. So I want to teach them how to use composites. It's cheap for them, cheap for the patient, and you can get some good aesthetic results. And I really think, and I don't know what you think, but there's a big drive towards composite at the moment, especially with Style Italiano pushing composite stuff. And worldwide, the composites are out now and amazing. It's just going to get better. So I think there's so much more we can do with the material, and I want to push my limits with the material, and I want to teach it to people. And then the other idea is to take it to places where the courses don't go to. We always go to Durban and Joburg and Cape Town.
So I think give us a little bit about in slow motion the dates and where you are going to be.
Okay, so I haven't published the dates, or I've confirmed the date, but I haven't advertised it. So the first one will be called the Composite on the Crom. The idea of the Composite on the Crom would be to have a lacquer weekend as well. Everyone's staying on the same place. We've got 2 beautiful houses, or 3 houses on the Crom River. And the idea is to...
Where is the Crom River for people?
So the Crom River, I love the Crom River. It's probably my favourite place in the world. That's why we're going there. It's a river in the Eastern Cape, South Africa, close to St. Francis Bay. The cool thing about the river, it goes into the ocean. So you can take a boat cruise all the way to the sea and back. And then you've got nice restaurants there, and then you also have skiing and fishing and nice weather permitting, nice activities to do. So that's going to be a 3-day course. We're going to do the Friday, the 6th we're going to start. We're going to work into the evenings as well, because we want to have some time on the river. And we've got 14 CPD points that we've got for the course. The first
Which is
one,
probably not too little for the amount of
I
work
think
that
it's too
you're
little,
going
but I think it's going to be an amazing course. I think. The cool thing is we all staying at the same location, and like with the study group, always you get a lot of valuable information after hours, having a beer with someone and comparing notes on a case. So I think the plan is to make this a flagship one. I think this is the first one, so in future I think we'll like to start the Friday morning maybe already. So we can even have some more time on the river and just more relaxation time. Do it a 3-day course, but we'll see how it goes. We've only got a small group. I purposely don't want to have a big group, and I want to have people there that can give me valuable feedback on what we can change. And then we're going to go across the country and see how many places we can visit that normally is not visited by the big names. So we've got, let me look at these dates quickly. We're going to go to, just give me a minute, I've got the date written down.
Yeah, so you said something about the 16th and 17th of May you are in?
Is that Gaborone, I think?
No.
That was, sorry, I just closed it. 16th, 17th of May, it's going to be in Limpopo.
Yeah.
So probably,
Is that in Polokwane?
probably Polokwane. We're still confirming it. My father-in-law's got a farm just outside Polokwane,
Okay.
a game farm. So we might do it there, but it's going to be more than likely Polokwane, somewhere in the Limpopo province. We've been talking about maybe getting like the farm or maybe a nice place that's different.
Okay, super.
The idea is to make it a little bit different.
Yeah.
6th and 7th June, we're going to go to Durban. And then 11th and 12th of July, we're going to be in Gaborone, Botswana.
Like the international.
And I think the cool thing, Val, we've got all these courses, but no one goes to Africa. Have you ever heard a course going anywhere in Africa?
Yeah.
That everyone, Cape Town is a big hub for courses, so all the guys fly down. But Gaborone and Kenya and Windhoek, there's such a lot of cool places to go give talks to that, and I'm sure those guys are keen for it. The guys in Botswana are very keen. They've already asked if we can't do 2 this year. So we'll start with 1 and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
And then the other dates we've got is 1 and 2 August. It's going to be in Bloemfontein or Pretoria, we're still deciding. And then the final one will be in Cape Town, the 24th and the 25th of October.
Okay.
Yeah. So we might add, we'll see how it goes. Nothing is set in stone, but those dates we've confirmed so far. The other thing that
and then how many participants you? It's probably dependent on location, but what size of group are you actually looking at?
I don't at the moment. I don't want to take more than 15.
Yes.
I want to keep it small, and I want to make sure that we get to everyone, we answer everyone's questions, and it's a new thing for me. So I want to test it out and see how it goes. I think 15 people is a nice amount, and we want to make it very hands-on. So we need people we want to spend time with the people. The things that I'm trying to incorporate as well, like it might not be able to do it everywhere, but I want to get the CEREC machine at every place. I want to have a computer with ExoCAD at every place, so we can show people how to do wax ups. Like I said, it's going to be not just a composite course, it's going to be a rehabilitation course. So I want to teach people how to open a pipe properly, and using composite and using stuff like Tetric CAD blocks, which is a composite block. It really makes things predictable, and you'll probably confirm this, but what I love about composite blocks or hybrid blocks is that it's so much lighter on a person's bike. So opening up someone's bike with something like Emax, it's quite hectic. But if you ease them into the composite block, it makes life for the patient and for you easy, because you can add on, you can take away, and you can polish. So I want to teach those techniques as well. And wax up techniques. I've been using ExoCAD for my wax ups, and it's such an amazing thing. Me and Valdo are on a CEREC group, and I've always complained about the design capabilities of CEREC. And I'm sorry, but ExoCAD is just amazing. And that's what I want to show people. This one case that I'm actually doing for the composite on the Chrome, I've split them out. I've designed the one lower half with ExoCAD and the other one with CEREC.
You probably just don't know how to design with CEREC.
I've been doing it since 2008. If I'm not learned by now, I won't do it. So, I love CEREC. There's something wrong with CEREC. I just think
no, for sure.
ExoCAD has got it down to a T, and CEREC has dumbed it down for dentists. In my opinion. But anyway, we'll talk about all of those things. I'm not dissing CEREC at all. I think there's no better system than CEREC. I think CEREC's amazing. But I want to get it. I want to expose people to everything there is out there. And
you're also doing quite a bit of diagnostic treatment planning things in terms of that, is what to troubleshoot here and there. I want to start off with that. There's a good article that I read the other day. I can't remember the guy's name, and I use that for every single case that I go through, and just to be less aggressive and more minimally invasive, and that's what I want to teach people. I would rather let a composite fall off
than drill a tooth and make a crown. And that's what I try and explain to my patients as well. It's fine if the composite comes off and we stick it back on again, but we're not going to drill this tooth away and put a PFM on that's going to last 10 years. And then, so that's the kind of things I want to start. But treatment planning is very important. How to open a bite, what to use to open a bite, use the leaf cages and stuff like that. And then go through the whole sequence from beginning to end, photography, like I said, wax up, everything until the patient walks out. And the other cool thing we're going to use is I've got a specific patient that I've treated, and I use these models for the hands-on. So we use an actual model with actual photos and actual cases, not just a thing we cut a diastema in, or so it's going to be fun to use. And like I said, we'll add on and we'll take away from the course, and Valdo is going to be there to show me what he thinks need to change. So it's going to be an exciting thing, and I think South Africa and the rest of Africa sounds keen. There's a lot of people want to get involved, and obviously all the sponsors. That's another thing I just want to mention. It's going to be completely independent. I'm not going to take any sponsors. I don't want to take any people giving me anything. Avoclaw is involved because I asked them to be involved, so they're not sponsoring me anything, but they're giving me the material. And the only reason I use them is because I use their material. So the day I change my material choice, I'll probably change the material I use in the course as well. So that's the important thing for me, is to be completely independent. I want to, if I see a nice material, I want to tell people about a nice material. I don't want to tell people because I'm getting paid to tell them. And there are a lot of nice materials out there. So I think we'll talk about materials in depth as well. But I think materials is so amazing these days that we shouldn't be stuck in one company and get paid to tell people what we don't think.
Yeah, even not just the composites, but the bonding agents. I mean, you can nowadays almost use anything. Everything. Probably not anything, but.
In my opinion, there's definitely a lot of crap out there as well.
What you buy on eBay and
if you stick with the main things, if you stick with like the 3Ms and the Tokiyama, those things are also amazing. Obviously, Avoclaw, I love Avoclaw. What I love about Avoclaw is I've got everything from beginning to end. I've got from the bonding agent to the steric block, and I like using the same system on everything.
And are you going to show the guys to place a rubber dam?
I think so. If you can't place a rubber dam, then you shouldn't really be doing dentistry, in my opinion. I think rubber dams and magnification. And the guys from Zoomax will be there as well, so they'll bring loops for everyone. If we can't get Zoomax, I'm definitely organising other loops. But in my opinion, if you want to be a better dentist, if you use rubber dam and loops, you're halfway there. If you just do those things, you'll be a better dentist.
I mean, I've probably also had my struggles with rubber dam, and then sometimes I think, the amount of time that you struggle with placing a rubber dam is still less than trying to pull someone's cheek away and the assistant trying to have suction and not cough, and so it is worth taking that extra minute or two.
And I speak to a lot of people about rubber dam. I love the Evert or the Optra dam. Some people hate it, but it's quite thick, but I'm used to it. I've been using it my whole life.
Okay.
So we're going to use them at the course, but I mean, as long as you use a rubber dam, there's amazing things, and we're going to give some tips and tricks on how to place it. And the first ever study group meeting, I don't know if you were there, in Grahamstown. It was in 2008, December 2008. The first thing we did with Peter Bridges was just place rubber dams on each other the whole study group weekend.
Wow.
So that just shows you, if you do a rubber dam right, I mean, sometimes it's impossible. And I do if you're doing a Seriac on a 7 at the bottom, sometimes you can't get a clamp on there and scan the thing. And there's occasions where it's impossible. And then don't do it. But don't throw out the baby with the bathwater.
Absolutely.
If you do, especially, and I'll talk about this, sometimes I don't use it for anterior work. I think you should, sometimes I don't. But I think lower posterior and upper posterior, it's like, you don't know what you're missing if you don't use it. And the excuse of patients don't like it is rubbish. If the patient don't like it, they don't like coming to the dentist, but they're there. So that's not.
They actually don't know what's going on in any case. So.
Just that's people that says patients don't like it, it's just to have an excuse for not using
Yeah.
it. That's absolute rubbish. I don't think I've ever had a patient complaining about rubber dam. And if they do complain, then I tell them, listen, do you want me to do good work or
Yeah.
rubbish? If you want me to do good work, we place a rubber dam. If you
Yeah.
don't want me to go find another dentist. And they're all happy.
Yeah.
It's just a little tip on rubber dam. If you're at a hands-on course, don't use your wife as a patient and place a rubber dam on her mouth. She was mad at me for weeks on this. The rubber dam does hurt, and you have to inject the patient. In my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Anything else that you want to chat about?
No, I think I've said everything about the Composite and the Composite Club.
There, except for the composites, are you planning on doing any other courses in future?
No, I think I'm going to stick to the Composite stuff. I will, yeah. Obviously, like yourself and me, we're both still busy clinically, so
Yeah.
every minute you take away from your clinical work, you
Yeah.
also have a lot of overheads and stuff.
But how do you balance that? I mean,
that's the
yeah.
issue. Yeah. So at the moment we're doing weekend courses,
Yeah.
and then obviously you take away from your family time. The cool thing is my wife's a dentist, so she'll come with me and she'll be my assistant and help me with everything. But it's not easy. Spending time away and on the road is we'll see how it goes and we'll manage it. But I think for me it's good to get out and just you get a bit bogged down sitting behind patients all day.
Yeah, I think what's going to be awesome about the way you're structuring your courses now is to having that, let's say, the more than dentistry part of having guys being out on the river, having not just a cocktail evening, but actually engaging with each other over the course of the weekend because everyone's staying together. I think if that recipe works here, I hope that you'll be able to do those kinds of courses all over the country so that everyone can experience that.
It's always difficult to do it when you don't know the area.
Yes.
So for me, the next thing I want to really do, and that's not planned for this year, I think, but I want to try and do like a bush one as well, where we go and have a safari or something like that. So that'll be the next one planned, close to Kruger or something.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to do the Composite on the Crom, and we'll see how it works out. And like you said, having a beer with someone and going on a boat and skiing and doing something, learning something new and pushing people's boundaries. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and you learn a lot. You get all your CPD points that you need, and at the same time, you're having a lot of fun. The things I didn't mention is that we're going to do. I'm seeing a biokineticist for my back, and that's all work related. Jan, my partner, has got multiple problems. And the two of us had a conversation, me and the biokineticist, and she said how many dentists she's treating, and we've all got the same issues. So she's going to come one morning as well. She's going to come we're going to do morning stretches with her, and she's going to talk about your routine stretching. And that's going to be the Saturday. And Sunday morning we've got a lady, it's called The Art of Living. So they're into meditation and stuff, so she's going to give us like a little meditation.
Can we please everyone get a tie-dye shirt?
So I think that's going to be fun. I did a week-long meditation course with them.
Awesome.
It's completely out of your
framework.
Completely. But I mean, once I've done it, the amount of peace I had, and it's just so much more.
Oh, that's awesome.
This stuff. So we're going to do like a entry-level thing like that. So everyone must bring their yoga mats.
I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and I always, I mean, it doesn't matter how many times you do something, you always learn something new. So
yeah, I think there's always something to learn, and the cool thing, if you want to learn a skill, it's always better to learn from someone that's not the best in the world. Like if you want to learn how to swim and you're going to learn from Michael Phelps, it's going to be like he's not going to be able to teach you. You need to learn from a guy that's maybe just 2 steps ahead of you. So I might not be the.
I think you're very modest at this stage. I think you are probably one of the best guys in the country. So
what I'm trying to say is, it's also difficult for me to get this stuff going. But I know more than most people about composite.
Yeah.
So I can definitely teach people
Yeah.
a thing or two about
Yes.
composite. And it's maybe better to learn from a guy that's almost on your level
Mm.
than to learn from a guy that's so far ahead of you. He doesn't know what you're struggling with. Like the interesting thing I saw, I asked everyone to tell me what do they want to learn from the course. And for me, a good contact is kind of a given. I think every dentist should get a good contact on a
Yes.
posterior composite. I almost didn't want to put it in the course.
Yeah.
Every single guy who filled in the form said they want to
Wow.
learn how to get a better
So you
contact.
are doing some matrix systems and
Yeah, we're going to do posterior matrix
Yeah.
systems and everything.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, I didn't even want to put that in the hands-on. And everyone wants it, so
That's
interesting.
great. Yeah. Okay.
It'll be fun to see what level most guys are on. I did a similar course in Dubai, me and Altus, Monarch Versand's course.
Yeah.
And I went there to try and steal ideas. I shouldn't probably say that. Steal ideas from him because I want to do a similar thing. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to do. And I'm not going to do completely the same as him. I'm going to
Yeah.
make mine a little bit more broader. And he focused a lot on aesthetics. I want to focus on posterior stuff as well. But what I learned there is that we know a lot more in South Africa about posterior composites than the guys there. They still use Myers and stuff like that to do the
Sure.
composites. So I was quite surprised, and there was a lot of UK people on that course, and they all said they use not sectional matrices. So I think we're better than the rest of the world, but it's difficult to say. I don't know what. It'll be interesting to see what the level of skill
Well, we'll
is.
wait for when you start having international guests coming in. So.
Yeah, I think it's a cool thing for international.
Yes,
When
it
you get
is.
It's like a holiday.
Yeah.
It's a cheap course.
Yeah, I think especially when you start doing the safari things, because
Exactly.
the guys are always, they come for a course and then they have 2-3 days on a safari afterwards. Where
Yeah.
if they can combine that,
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are going to be so happy.
So we'll see, and that's why I want to do it up in Joburg at the Kruger, so we can get fly to Joburg and then go from there.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Okay, well, lekker. Thanks for the chat.
Thanks, Waldo, and I'm looking forward to all the new podcasts and new things we're going to put together.
Yeah.
And thanks for everything you do.
That's right.
All right.